more you want. Is that anybody experience here? No, Swami, we don't have that. We don't have that. You are all very spiritually evolved people, so you don't have that. But I'm talking about ordinary people, unintelligent people. Meaning that a life dedicated to acquiring more and more is a life which is dedicated to more and more dissatisfaction. You understand? So how do we discover satisfaction? It seems that by acquiring we do not get satisfaction. Then how can we get satisfaction? What is the other thing you can do? By getting, we do not seem to get satisfaction. So what else is the way you think we can get satisfaction?
By giving.
Good, very intelligent. That's the intelligent answer. That's what Lord Krishna says. That when you perform your actions in the spirit of giving, grabber or giver, two choices are there in every situation. Like your choice when you go to intersection, similarly in every situation the choice is whether to grab or to give. So unintelligent living is life of grabbing, thinking that more I have, more successful I am, happier I am. But then, material things can give us comfort. Comfort is one thing, happiness is another thing. So things are useful. I'm not saying you should not have money. All of those things are useful. They're useful. They have a place in our life. But they cannot give me happiness, but they don't possess that. They are not designed for us. A chair is designed for me to sit and give me comfort. But I can't derive happiness from chair. Because it is not designed. Happiness is to be discovered from my own self. How can I discover? By getting rid of those obstacles. How do I get rid? By the spirit of giving, offering. By spirit of grabbing, I in fact only increase those obstacles. By the spirit of giving, I get rid of the obstacles. So, one simple formula of intelligent living is living, performing all our actions in the spirit of offering, giving. Lord Krishna calls this yajna. Have you heard this word yajna? I'm sure that there was a performing yajna, he had 5 sacred rituals. In which, what is the yajna? We kindle the fire in the altar, invoke the devatas and make offering. So in that yajna, the most important aspect is offering. Lord Krishna says, may you make your life a yajna. Not fire ritual, but the spirit of yajna is offering. So perform your actions in the spirit of yajna, in the spirit of offering, in the spirit of dedication. So Swami, am I the only fellow doing that? He says, no, the whole world is doing it, except human being. Except human being, the whole universe is performing yajna. There was a verse in Sanskrit that we studied in school. This was Subhashita. See, when you study in India, when you are growing up and studying in school in Sanskrit, there was Subhashita, well said statements. So one Subhashita was, Paropakaraya vibhati suryaha, Paropakaraya vahanti nadyaha, Paropakaraya phalanti vrikshaha. Let the trees give fruits. Trees never eat their own fruits. Trees bear fruits for others. The sun shines and gives light for others. The rivers bring water for others. And therefore, paropakara, sadaiva karya, therefore, if you want to really, if you observe the universe, you find that in the universe there is this whole cosmic yajna going on, the whole universe is functioning in the spirit of yajna or offering. So Lord Krishna says, hey, you are also a part of this creation. And therefore, you should also function in the spirit of yajna. Then you are in harmony. On the other hand, you create disharmony for yourself. There is happiness where there is harmony. Unhappiness where there is disharmony. So how to live life in harmony? In harmony with the universe. There is a basic order or a basic law, and we should also function according to that order. You know, sometimes there are these musical performances, and there are big orchestras, you know. There will be 25 people, 30, 40 musicians will be there, each one of them with their instruments, right? And then there is the conductor, doing something. I still don't know what he's doing, but anyway, those fellows understand. So, all of them play their instruments in the same rhythm, with the same melody. Is it not so? Even though instruments are many, but the harmony, the melody is one. Then there is music. If they play as they want, then there is noise, not music. Similarly, this whole universe is like an orchestra. All the elements of the universe are playing their own music. What music? Of yajna, of offering. Every element, everything in the universe, even an atom also contributes in the scheme of things. Whatever is created is created in such a manner that it contributes into the scheme of things. But they are all programmed to do that. Only human being is not totally programmed, therefore we have to make a choice. Since we have freedom, it is possible that we can abuse the freedom. So imagine there is an orchestra and somebody is supposed to blow a conch at a given time. If he does it as it is designed, then it is fine. He blows wherever he wants, then it becomes a big noise. Similarly, we have our own instrument in this universal orchestra. Through every action, we are playing our music. And the whole universal orchestra is playing in the harmony of yajna, offering. And if we do in the spirit of grabbing, what are we doing? We are disturbing the harmony. But when you disturb the order, you also are disturbed. Our Swamiji gives a nice example. Imagine there is a tree, old tree with a very rough bark. You rub your back against that. You rub and you are rubbed, isn't it? Similarly, when you rub against the order, you are rubbed. The order is genuine. If you rub against the meaning, when we violate the order, then we also are rubbed. We are also violated. Meaning that we are creating for ourselves nothing but disharmony or unhappiness. So that only creating unhappiness is unintelligent living. Creating happiness is intelligent living. So one simple formula for this evening. A lot can be said, but one simple formula. Because as human beings, we are gifted with free will or faculty of choice. Therefore, we have to make choice in every situation. There is no choice in making choice. We have to make choice. Since we have to make a choice, it is possible to make a right choice or a wrong choice. To make the right choice, we help ourselves. To make the wrong choice, we hurt ourselves. So human being, by living intelligently, can help himself, or by living unintelligently, he can hurt himself. A dog doesn't help himself, doesn't hurt himself. He is in harmony. His program, the whole nature is programmed to be in harmony with that overall yajna. Only human being has a freedom. Therefore this teaching becomes necessary. You don't need this kind of discourse of buffaloes and donkeys. Without any discourses, they live right. They live in harmony with nature. Only human being has a problem. Whatever problems there are in the universe are all created by human beings. People complain, Swamiji, God has created this world. Why did He create this starvation? Why is people are so unhappy? Why did He create this kind of world? If God made a mistake, it is one mistake, and that is to give freedom to human beings. A freedom that can be abused. Therefore, wherever we see any misery anywhere in the world, you can be sure that that misery is created by human being. But Swamiji, how can something is happening in Ethiopia? There people are starving. What do we have to do with it here? How are we responsible? You see, when God, the Creator, made His earth, earth came without any boundaries or demarcation. That this is India, and this is Pakistan, and this is United States, and this is Canada. Who has created this? The Creator has not done it. Who has created it? Human being. Not only we created, but now, since we get oil here, it is our oil. No, this is actually, the whole thing is universal property. We are all have equal right towards everything that is created, that is given in this planet. And if you live in that spirit, it's fine. But here, one country dumps a lot of grain in the sea to maintain the prices. Other place, people are hungry without that grain. Suppose we equally distribute it, then we know hunger. Have you heard this statement? There is enough for the need of human being, not for the greed of human being. So because of our greed, because of our anger, because of our cruelty, we create problems for everybody. Because that is called unintelligent living, which creates all this misery everywhere. Can you imagine the whole universe living in the spirit of yajna? Can you imagine? Everybody live in the spirit of offering, giving, yajna, contributing. There will be heaven then. All problems will be solved, is it not so? We create the problems by wrong choices, by abusing the freedom, by unintelligent living. And problem in our life, we forget about other life. I don't know what we can do with others. All we can do is do something in our own life by making the right choices. And what is the choice? Of right attitude. Lord Krishna doesn't say that you will become renunciate or something. He doesn't say that. If you become renunciate, who will run this world? So he doesn't want people to become renunciate. People ask Swamiji, should we have to become renunciate? To say, please don't do that. Who will give me bhiksha? No? So don't do that. It's not that we have to do something else. We need to change the attitude. That's all. That freedom we have. See, you may not have freedom to choose what to do sometimes. Even Swami, you say that there is free will. Where is free will? In my workplace or work, I have no freedom. I have to do what my boss tells me to do. At home also I have to do what my boss tells me to do. Where is freedom? Everywhere there is a boss. It is possible that we have a lot of freedom in deciding what to do, but there is one freedom. What? With what attitude I do. That freedom I have. I am made of freedom in choosing what I do. The world may make that choice. With what attitude I do, that freedom I have. That is enough freedom. the attitude of grabbing or attitude of giving. So, my Guru, our Swamiji says, that whenever anybody comes before me, the first thought that occurs in my mind is, how can I be useful to this person? In my case, whenever anybody comes before me, the first thought that comes to me is, how can I use this person? Thus in every situation, this choice is there. How can I use or how can I be useful? What should I do? Then you will find out what to do. What is meant by being useful, Because we want others to be useful to us. The thing is that we know what is usefulness because we want everybody else to be useful to me. So I know what is usefulness. What I expect from others is what I do for them. A simple lesson in what we call intelligent living. So, Dharma of 21st century, his whole title is the Dharma of 21st century. All problems of any century can be all solved. Forget about the world. Start with ourselves. Charity begins at home. And thus we can transform our life. We need to do a simple change, that's all. A simple change of attitude completely transforms our life. It gives us freedom. This whole attitude of grabbing is very stressful. It's all stresses are caused because of that. In giving, there is no competition. When we were children, we used to sometimes go, our friends, from a neighborhood and school, etc. 6, 8 friends will go to a park and play. But each one of us will contribute some 1 anna, 2 anna, something like that, and buy some mixture as a feast at the end. So we have bought that mixture with our contributions. It's on the side, and we play for half an hour, 1 hour, and then we sit down for the feast. 6 friends are there. You open that packet. There are no plates, nothing like that. From that itself you eat, one. And you have to watch everybody. The way they grab things, because they know that if you are slow, we won't get much. So you have to really watch how they're grabbing. When there is grabbing, there is competition. In giving, no competition. Is it not so? Competition means all stress. Cooperation, all freedom from stress. A simple change of attitude can solve all stresses can go. All competition can go. Nobody is able to do it. Swami, what if everybody does it? There will be heaven in this earth. But they are not going to listen to us anyway. It is you are there to listen. And when we give a thought to this, we can see how the simple teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, one of the things we just told you tonight, is the spirit of offering, contributing. Paropakara, sadaiva paropakara, helping others, serving others, offering others. The spirit is freeing spirit. We stretch ourselves. Our life becomes more inclusive. Right now, nobody has place in my life. I and mine, that's what counts. Include others in our life. You become larger than what you are. Not larger in terms of expanding physically, larger in terms of our heart. Larger we become, happier we become. More and more, we contract, more miserable we become. Larger we become, happier we become. So that is intelligent living, which creates happiness for us, which leads us to happiness. That's all we want. Other things are all icing on the cake. If you have money, it is good, icing on the cake. If you are in a good position, good, icing on the cake. But cake should be there to begin with. Only icing, what can you do? If happiness is a cake, all these things are icing. If there is not there, if there is misery, then what's the use of piling up those things? Nothing wrong in having money. Money is good. It's empowerment. Provided I have developed this capacity to draw, then I can use my money as a bigger contributor. More you contribute, happier you are. So this is a simple lesson. So you are coming to yourself. The spirit of giving brings me closer to myself. The spirit of grabbing takes me away from myself. Spirit of giving brings me closer to myself. So journeys to ourselves. How do you bring our journey to yourself? Simply by changing the attitude. With wrong attitude, we are only being divorced from our own self. That's why there is so much misery. Change of attitude. You come to yourself. Create a harmony within yourself. Harmony within and harmony without. And that is the sure means of being happy or successful. So I'll stop here.